Our Lord castigates the Pharisees in the Gospel today, saying, "Woe to you, Pharisees! You pay tithes of mint and rue, and pay no attention to judgment and to love for God and the scholars or the lawyers. Woe to you also! You impose heavy burdens on others, hard to carry, but you yourselves do not lift one finger to touch them." In other words, they were making things easy for themselves, but hard for other people. This kind of lack of charity, this is the major fault of the Pharisees, a lack of charity and a lack of love for God, and a pride and an arrogance and self-focus and self-interest, self-advancement, and a lack of charity. This is the sad human inclination to put ourselves first and then to be harsh to others. And to counteract this, of course, we need to turn it totally upside down, to make our major focus our neighbor, to sacrifice ourselves for the good of our neighbor. In the first reading, St. Paul speaks of passing judgment, and we are inclined to pass judgment on others and then do the very same things ourselves that we find fault in our neighbor. Oh, you, O man, are you without excuse, every one of you who passes judgment? For by the standard by which you judge another, you condemn yourselves, since you, the judge, do the very same things. The very same things, the exact same things we find fault in others, we do ourselves. And that's how sad it is, our human condition. Instead, we need to judge others favorably and put others first. Again, see others in a light even better than ourselves, as the saints have done. Our orientation should be charity. Charity in our relations with our neighbor, and then when we're by ourselves, our relations with God. We need to love God, as Jesus said to the Pharisees, you neglect justice and the love of God. So our whole orientation in our spirit, in our thoughts, in our way of treating others and treating God is love and charity towards them. And so, we have to look into our hearts and root out all ill will, bad feelings, bad judgments towards others, and change them to favorable judgments or judgments of pity if they are leading sinful lives. Judgments of pity which causes us to pray for them, to wish them well, to try to help them by good example, to help them with our words or our actions for their conversion, for their betterment. This orientation of charity, instead of this kind of living hell, which was what the Pharisees were making people live in. John Paul Sartre, the philosopher, said, hell is other people. And that's true. That's true if we live in that spirit and we don't counteract our ill will and lack of charity towards others. Instead, we should make heaven on earth for other people, and they will do the same for us if we practice charity, we live in charity, and we have this sentiments of charity towards others. Let's seek that, pray for that, and ask for that grace.